Hi there, welcome to my channel where I read books for kids and adults alike. Today we're going to read you the book Truck Trouble by Angela Royston. John got up very early to make a special delivery. He climbed up 2 steps into his big blue truck. John looked at the map. Today was no day to get lost. Then he started the truck, checked the mirrors, and set off. Mirror. At a service station, John checked the engine. It needed some oil. Then he filled up the fuel tank. He looked at the shiny engine. "Don't let me down," he said. "I can't be late." Next, he had to pick up the cargo. A forklift raised big boxes into the back of John's truck. There were also some small boxes marked "Special Delivery." John put these in the truck too. John was in a hurry, but he was also very hungry. He pulled into a truck stop for breakfast. John's friend Paul arrived in his milk tanker. He joined John for breakfast. But John couldn't stop for long. He had deliveries to make. John drove onto the freeway. It was jammed with traffic. Cars and trucks beeped their horns. John had to deliver the big boxes to a nearby factory. He left the freeway at the next exit. John waved to the workers as he drove into the factory. The workers helped him unload the big boxes. "I'm in a hurry," John told them. "I've got another delivery to make." Soon he was on his way, but there was trouble ahead. A van had broken down. John slammed on his brakes. His truck screeched to a halt. The road was very narrow. John's truck was too wide to get past the van. John used his radio to call for help. He also warned all other drivers to stay away from that road. Soon John saw flashing lights. It was a tow truck. The tow truck towed the van to a garage. When the road was clear, John hurried on his way. But there was more trouble ahead. Boom, boom! John drove into a thunderstorm. Rain began to pour down. John turned on the windshield wiper. He drove very slowly. "This isn't my day," he groaned. John drove on and on. Finally, the rain stopped. He pulled over to eat his lunch. Then he rested on a bunk in the back of the cab. He fell fast asleep. When he woke up, John thought, "Now I'm in trouble." Bang! "Oh no, a flat tire!" John grabbed his tools and the spare wheel. He unscrewed the bolts and took off the wheel. Bolt. Then he put on the spare. It was hard work. John drove into town. He had to wait for the traffic light to turn green. Traffic light. "Hurry up," thought John. He was almost late for his special delivery. At last John arrived. There was no time to spare. He unloaded the boxes marked "Special Delivery." John was just in time for the party at the new children's hospital. Inside the special boxes were piles of toys. "Thank you," shouted the children. "It was no trouble," said John. Glossary. Bolt. A screw without a point used to fasten things. Fuel tank. A large container for storing fuel. Mirror. A piece of glass that helps you to see what's behind you. Traffic lights. A row of red, yellow, and green lights that control traffic. Wiper. A long, thin tool that wipes away water. Thank you for reading along with me today, and if you enjoyed this, go ahead and click the subscribe button and make sure to check out my other books.